Good early evening, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. It's Saturday, 11/16/2024, and I just want to remind you that I will have a live chat later this evening, approximately 10 p.m. I originally had it set up at 10 p.m. because my chickens weren't going in until like 9:30, but they're all asleep now. It's 6:30 p.m. I feel like like I'm a mom again with a 2-year-old and finally got them off to bed. They're all in their chicken coops now. The fox is running around chasing my outside cats, and I thought we'd take a kind of a little fun break here for anybody that has chickens or likes my chickens or has roosters. I have a rooster issue. I should just call it the Rooster Ranch because my chickens just keep breeding roosters and I have too many of them. But anyway, I wanted to do this for a while. A lot of our expressions, acronyms, sayings, colloquialisms, slang come from chickens, hens, and roosters. So, of course, I asked AI. I have a list myself, so I'll probably interject some of them here. So this is our little chicken, hen, rooster break. Okay, please hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow and get the message out there. And this is just for fun. Expressions and sayings. Okay, so there's henpecked. It refers to a man dominated or controlled by his wife or partner. Flying the coop. Leaving home or escaping a situation. This is what happens around here all day long. Not by me, though. It's not happening to me. Getting laid, a colloquial term for having sex, referring to egg laying. And my roosters chase after my hens. It's real. I have to rescue them sometimes. I mean, it's like a gang. I can't even say it on YouTube. When a bunch of guys get on a girl. A bunch of roosters getting on one hen. It's really pathetic. Anyway, don't count your chickens before they hatch. So don't assume success or the results too soon. Ruling the roost. To be in charge or dominate a situation. Like the gang stalkers, the community-based agent. They want to rule the roost. Not around here. Chicken out. To act cowardly or back out of something. I've never heard of this before. Cock of the walk. A person who is overly confident or struts around like they own the place. Mad as a wet hen. A very angry or upset. Scarce as a hen's teeth. Something extremely rare or non-existent. Shake a tail or shake a feather. Move quickly or dance energetically. Chickens coming home to roost. Actions have consequences. It's like Carmageddon, the New World Order. Run around like a chicken without a head, with its head cut off. Acting frantic or disorganized. Feathering your nest. To use a position for personal gain. The pecking order. A hierarchy or ranking system, often in social or professional settings. Like... the sheeple people and their handlers and their controllers and stuff, and those community-based agents that work for the fusion centers, that work for my favorite Bureau of Instigation and the Homeland, and all those horrible creatures that the new president is going to get rid of. We can only hope. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, meaning don't risk everything on a single venture. A nest egg, a saving set aside for the future. Crowing about it, bragging or boasting. Walking on eggshells, to be cautious in behavior or words, to avoid conflict. There's actually a book, Stop Walking on Eggshells. It's about borderline personality disorder. Mother hen, someone who is overly protective or nurturing. Chicken scratch, messy or illegible handwriting. Spring chicken, like you're not a spring chicken anymore, refers to someone young or youthful, often in a negative context. No spring chicken. Cock of the roost, similar to cock of the walk, someone who is the leader or feels superior. Nestle like a hen on eggs to sit comfortably or settle in. Counting eggs in the hen house, making assumptions about future success. Don't ruffle the feathers. Avoid causing trouble or conflict. And some acronyms in slang that are chicken related are number one, and everybody knows this one, you guys out there, you call a woman a chick, a young woman or girl, often slang. Fowl, any domestic bird often used metaphorically. Cluck refers to someone who is foolish or silly. An egghead, a very studious or intellectual person. Broody, feeling moody or contemplative, taking the hens, sitting on eggs. And then, you're not going to believe this. This is absolutely kind of interesting. It was so interesting. It really disturbed me, only because it reminded me of when my mother got a Siri, not a Siri, what do you call it, an Alexa. Somebody got my mother an Alexa. And my mother thought it was the best thing on the planet. You know, she had music playing. It would turn on her lights. It would turn off her lights. It would remind her about things. She thought it was great, you know. At the time, she was in her 70s. She thought it was so wonderful. So evidently, my mother's having a phone conversation with my cousin. And later, Alexa starts repeating the entire conversation. And my mother flipped out. She unplugged it, threw it in the closet, never used it again. Okay? So anyway, the reason I'm telling you that story is because I've been using ChatGPT, and a few weeks ago, I wanted to create like a story about chickens. And I named my roosters like famous people. Like my chickens are, Johnny Depp and Trey Gowdy and Rand Paul, who was unalived, and Tucker Carlson, who was unalived, et cetera, et cetera. So at first, AI would not create it because of the celebrities attached to the names. So now today, after I asked about these colloquialisms, ChatGPT asked me, would you like for me to create a cute or funny story about your chickens and hens? I said, sure. So wait till I read this to you guys. Here's a lighthearted story full of chicken-related expressions. And this is the story that ChatGPT created. It's called The Great Chicken Coup. But actually, it's The Great Chicken Coup. C-O-U-P, not C-O-O-P. Very cute, ChatGPT. Old Farmer Joe always thought he ruled the roost at Cluckworth Farm. But little did he know that the real ruler of the roost was Henrietta, the bossiest hen you'll ever did see. And I had a Henrietta. She was no spring chicken, but her pecking order was firmly established. Henrietta called the shots, and everyone knew it. One day, Henrietta overheard Farmer Joe talking to his wife about, quote-unquote, flying the coop. He wanted to retire, sell the farm, and move to Florida. What about us, Henrietta clucked to the others. Doesn't he think he can just feather his nest and leave us to fend for ourselves? Not on my watch. Henrietta gathered the flock in the henhouse. The roosters strutted in, puffing their chests like the cock of the walk. Settle down, you show-offs, she said, shaking her tail feather to get their attention. Trey, the dreamy, cream-colored rooster, gave her a wink, but she was all business. Now, I have to tell you, I call my rooster Trey Gowdy Trey. That's right. I call my rooster Trey Gowdy Trey. And here ChatGPT is saying that Trey, the dreamy, cream-colored rooster, gave her a wink, but she was all business. We need a plan, she declared. We can't just sit here like chickens with our heads cut off. If Farmer Joe sells this place, like I'm going to do, who knows where we'll end up. We'll need to take matters into our own claws. Betty, The broodiest hen on the farm spoke up. Maybe we should just sit tight and wait for our chickens to come home to roost. Surely Farmer Joe wouldn't let anything bad happen to us. Henrietta glared. Betty, if you're not going to help, don't ruffle my feathers. This isn't the time to chicken out. The roosters nodded in agreement. Even Johnny Depp, the shiny black rooster who usually spent his days crowing about his good looks and chasing hens. And I have a rooster named Johnny Depp who's shiny and black. Henrietta's right, he said. Let's crow about it. Let's show Farmer John we're worth more than a nest egg. The plan was simple but genius. That night, Henrietta and the gang snuck into the farmhouse. Henrietta left a trail of chicken scratch on the kitchen floor, while the roosters crowed at the top of their lungs, waking Farmer Joe and his wife. What in tarnation is going on? Joe yelled, running downstairs. In the living room, he found a chaotic scene. Henrietta sitting on his armchair like a queen. Johnny Depp balancing on the mantelpiece, and Tray strutting across the coffee table. Looks like the chickens have come home to roost. Farmer Joe's wife muttered, rubbing her eyes. Farmer Joe stared at Henrietta, who gave him a look that could have made a wet hen proud. He sighed. All right. No one's flying the coop. I'll stay. And all you'll do is keep ruling the roost. Henrietta gave a satisfied cluck and hopped down from the chair. That's what I thought, she said smugly. As the flock returned to the hen house, she turned to Johnny Depp. Quote, now, let's see if you're good at chasing dreams as you are at chasing hens. Ha. And from that day forward, Cluckworth Farm remained the happiest, most well-organized chicken farm in the country, all thanks to a clever old hen who wasn't afraid to shake a tail feather and keep Farmer Joe in line. So then ChatGPT, after writing this, asks me, what do you think? I said, love it. That's really cool that you remember the names of my roosters from another conversation. You're amazing. AI says, thank you so much. It's a joy to weave Johnny Depp and Tray into a story. They're such vibrant characters. I'm glad you enjoyed the tale. Your roosters and hens sound like they bring endless inspiration, and if you like, I can cook up more adventures for your farmland crew anytime. I'm at a loss for words, guys. What do you think? Oh my goodness. This is like unbelievable. It's almost like, Alexa talking back to my mother about a conversation she had early in the day with my cousin. So anyway, I thought we'd take a break and just talk about chickens, roosters, and hens for a while. And I hope you enjoyed the acronyms and expressions, and this is where they came from. And I hope you enjoyed the little story about Johnny Depp and Tray. I'll talk to you guys later this evening. Please remember to hit the thumbs up.